Rupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Sorry, Hare Krishna, I was on mute. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Hare Krishna. We are continuing our reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Canto 2. So we are on a new section of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana, Song 1. Ekho na bunjino Prabhu Tumara Charana Akshobhaya Tamrit Purna Sarvakshana Sakala Chadiya Tua Charana Kamale Podiyachi Aminatha Tava Padatale. It's in translation. I know now your divine feet are a refuge free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. 1 second. It's gonna rain. It's all cloudy and windy now. Hare Krishna. I know now your divine feet are a refuge, free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. At the soles of those lotus feet I surrender myself and all I possess. O Lord, there is no other protection but you in this world of birth and death. At last I know you. At last I know myself to be your eternal servant, whose maintenance you have assured. Let's read it once again actually. I know now your divine feet are a refuge free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. At the soles of those lotus feet, I surrender myself and all I possess. All I possess. O Lord, there is no other protection but you in this world of birth and death. At last, I know myself to be your eternal servant, whose maintenance you have assured. Life before, without you, held nothing but sorrow. Now I live free from all misery. Lakshmi, desiring such a place at your lotus feet, executed austerities. Only after securing a place by your lotus feet did Lord Shiva attain his Shivata, or quality of auspiciousness. Life before, without you, held nothing but sorrow. Now I live free from all misery. Upon obtaining those feet, Lord Brahma became successful in life, and the great sage Narada Muni held those 2 feet in his heart. Your lotus feet drive away all fear, having held them to my head. I dance in ecstasy, dance in great ecstasy, singing their glories. Your lotus feet drive away all fear. Say abhoya pada sirite dhuriya. Sirite dhuriya. Siri is head, dhuriya is keeping. Having held them to my head. Param anande, in great ecstasy. Nachi pada guna gaya. Singing the glories of the lotus feet. Samsara vipade hote avashya uddhar. Your lotus feet will deliver Bhakti Vinod from the pearls of the worldly journey. Bhakti Vinoda O Pade Kori Betomar. Jai Shila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. So I was in Shri Giraj Govardhan and Barsana Dham for the last 2 days. We are continuing our reading again today from, let me see, what was the verse number last time we read? Nityananda Gauranga. Ram. What power do I have? Maha. Where were we? Paramhams. Okay, so 3:15. We have to continue from 3:15. Let's go to 3:15. Okay, we are perfect here. Narayanam namaskrityanam chevanautam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire nashya prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavati sevya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishchiki shunvatam swakatha krishna punya shravana kirtana Hridayantastu abhadrani vidunoti sritsatam omagyanatimirandasya jnananjana shilakaya chakshurun militam yena tasme shri guruve namaha. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Mahapuran ki jai, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Text 15 from chapter 3, canto 2. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. Srila Prabhupada's puppet in the Bhagavad Gita 6.41. Let's see what 6.41 is. It Yogbhisht? Probably Yogbhisht. Oh no. Yeah, Yogabrishto. Abhijyate. प्राप्य पुण्यकृतं लोकान् उच्चैवा स्वासते समा शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टो abhijayate. Adhan successfully after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities. Oh, where did we come? Pious living entities is born from a family of righteous people into the family of rich aristocracy. It is stated the person who has failed in the proper discharge of the yoga practice is given a chance to take birth in the house of devout brahmanas or in the houses of rich men like Kshatriya kings or rich merchants. But Maharaj Parikshit was more than that because he had been a great devotee of the Lord since his previous birth. As such, he took his birth in an imperial family of Kurus and especially that of the Pandavas. So from the very beginning of his childhood, he had a chance to know intimately the devotional service of the Lord in his own family. The Pandavas, all being the devotees of the Lord, certainly venerated family deities in the royal place of worship. Children who appear in such families, fortunately, generally imitate such worship of the deities, even in the way of childhood play. By the grace of Lord Shri Krishna, we had the chance of being born in a Vaishnava family, and in our childhood, we imitated the worship of Lord Krishna by imitating our father. Amazing. Srila Prabhupada is saying, he's telling about himself. Here, by the grace of Lord Shri Krishna, we had the chance of being born in a Vaishnava family, and in our childhood, we imitated the worship of Lord Krishna by imitating our father. Our father encouraged us in all respects to observe all functions such as Rath Yatra and Dole Yatra ceremonies. He used to spend money liberally for distributing prasad to us, children and our friends. Our spiritual master, who also took his birth in a Vaishnava family, got all inspirations from his great Vaishnava father, Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod. That is the way of all lucky Vaishnava families. The celebrated Mirabai was a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna as a great lifter of Govardhan Hill. The life history of many such devotees are almost the same because there is always symmetry between the early lives of the great devotees of the Lord. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit must have heard about the childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna at Vrindavan, for he used to imitate the pastimes of his young playmates. According to Srila Sridhar Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit used to imitate the worship of the family deity by elderly members. Srila Vishnavanath Chakravarti Thakur also confirms the viewpoint of Srila Jiva Goswami. So, accepting either of them, Maharaj Parikshit was naturally inclined to Lord Krishna from his very childhood. He might have imitated either of the above mentioned activities, and all of them established his great devotion from his very childhood, a symptom of a Mahabhagavata. Such Mahabhagavats are called Nitya Siddhas, or souls liberated from birth. But there are also others who may not be liberated from birth, but who develop a tendency for devotional service by association, and they are called sadhana siddhas. Guru Maharaj was telling about this very nicely in one lectures. Okay. There is no difference between the two in the ultimate issue. So the conclusion is that everyone can become a sadhana siddha or devotee of the Lord simply by association with pure devotees. Yes. The concrete example that is our great spiritual master, Srila Narad Muni. In his previous life, he was a simple boy of a maid servant, but through association with great devotees, he became a devotee of the Lord of his own standard, unique in his history of devotional service. Text 16. Srila Shukdev Goswami, the son of Vyasakischa Bhagavan, Vasudeva Parayana, Uruggaya Gundoraha, Satam Syur Hi Samagami. Srila Shukdev Goswami, son of Vasudeva, was full in transcendent knowledge and was a great devotee of the Lord Krishna, son of Vasudeva. So there must have been discussion of Lord Krishna, who is glorified by the great philosophers in the company of great devotees. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The word Satam is very important in this verse. Satam means the pure devotees who have no other desire than to serve the Lord. Only in the association of such devotees are the transcendental glories of Lord Krishna properly discussed. It's raining, the electricity can go any time. It is said by the Lord that his topics are all full of spiritual significance, and once one properly hears about him in the association of the Satam, certainly one senses the great potency and so automatically attains to the devotional stage of life. As already described, Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee of the Lord from his very birth, and so Srila Shukdev Goswami, both of them were on the same level, although it appeared that Maharaj Parikshit was a great king accustomed to royal facilities, whereas Srila Shukdev Goswami was a typical renouncer of the world, so much so that he did not even put a cloth on his body. Specifically, Maharaj Parikshit and Srila Shukdev Goswami might seem to be opposites, but basically they were both unalloyed pure devotees of the Lord. When such devotees are assembled together, there can be no topics save discussion. Once again. When such devotees are assembled together, there can be no topic save discussions of the glories of the Lord or Bhakti Yoga. In Bhagavad Gita also, when there were talks between Lord and devotee Arjuna, there could not be any other topic other than Bhakti Yoga. However, the mundane scholars may speculate it in their own way. The word use of the word cha after Vyasaki suggests, according to Srila Jeev Goswami, that both Srila Shukdev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit were the same category, settled long before. Although one was playing the part of a master and other disciple, since Lord Krishna is the center of the topics, the word Vasudeva Parayana or devotee of Vasudeva suggests devotee of Lord Krishna, the common aim. Although there were many others who assembled at a place where Maharaj Parikshit was fasting, the natural conclusion is that there was no topic other than the glorification of the Lord Krishna, because the principal speaker was Srila Shukdev Goswami and the chief audience was Maharaj Parikshit. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, as it was spoken and heard by two principal devotees of the Lord, is only for the glorification of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. Text 17. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of all good personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The verse indirectly confirms the greater importance of utilizing the human form of life, to realize our lost relationship with Supreme Lord by acceleration of devotional service. Time and tide wait for no man. So the time indicated by the sunrise and the sunset will be uselessly wasted if such time is not properly utilized for realizing identification of spiritual values. Even a fraction of the duration of life wasted cannot be compensated by any amount of gold. Human life is simply awarded to living entity Jiva so that he can realize the spiritual identity of the permanent source of happiness. A living being, especially human being, is seeking happiness because happiness is the natural situation of the living entity, but he is vainly seeking happiness in the material atmosphere. A living being is constitutionally a living spark, but the complete whole, and his happiness can be perfectly perceived in spiritual activities. The Lord is complete spirit whole, and his name, form, quality, pastimes, entourage, and personality are all identical with him. Once a person comes into contact with any one of the above mentioned energies of the Lord through the proper channel of devotional service, the door to perfection is immediately opened. In Bhagavad Gita 2.40, the Lord has explained such contact in the following words: endeavors in devotional service are never baffled, nor is the failure. A slight beginning of such activities is sufficient even to deliver a person from a great ocean of material fears. As a highly potent drug injected intravenously acts at once on the whole body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ear of a pure... Sorry, it's very important. Once a person comes into contact with any one of the above mentioned energies of the Lord through proper channel of devotion, the door to perfection is immediately opened. Okay, this is very good. In Bhagavad Gita 2.40, the Lord explains such contact in the following verse: endeavors in devotional service are never baffled, nor is there a failure. A slight beginning of such activity is sufficient even to deliver a person from great ocean of material fears. As a highly potent drug is injected intravenously acts once the body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ear by the pure devotee of the Lord can act very efficiently. I don't know what's happening to me when I'm not able to read correctly. Okay. As highly potent drug is injected intravenously acts at once on the whole body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ear by the pure devotee of the Lord can act very efficiently. Oral realization of the transcendental messages implies total realization. Total realization. Just as a fraction of one part of a tree implies fructification of all other parts, the realization for a moment in the association of pure devotees like Srila Shukadeva Goswami prepares one complete life for eternity. And thus the sun fails to rob the pure devotee of his duration of life. Inasmuch as he is constantly busy in devotional service of the Lord, purifying his existence. Death is the symptom of a material infection of the eternal living being. Only due to the material infection is the eternal living entity subjected to law of birth, death, old age, and disease. The materialistic way of pious activities like charity is recommended in Smriti Shastras, as quoted by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Money given in charity to a suitable person is guaranteed bank balance in the next life. Such charity is recommended to be given to a Brahmana. If the money is given in charity to a non-Brahmana without Brahmanical qualification, the money is returned in the next life in same proportion. It is given... I don't understand. If money is given charity to non-Brahmana, the money is returned next life. Okay. If it is given in charity to the half-educated Brahmana, even the money is returned. Even then, the money is returned doubled. If the money is given in charity to a learned, full qualified Brahmana, the money is returned 100,000 times. And if the money is given to a Veda Paraga, one who has factually realized the path of Vedas, is returned in unlimited multiplication. The ultimate end of Vedic knowledge is realization of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Vedescha sarve raham eva vedyo, Vedanta krit ved videva chaham. This is a guarantee of money being returned if given in charity, regardless of proportion. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of pure devotees by hearing, chanting, and the transcendent message of the Lord is a perfect guarantee of our eternal life of returning home back to God. Wow. Madhama gatva punarjanmana vidyate. In other words, a devotee of Lord is guaranteed eternal life. A devotee's old age or disease in the present life is but an impetus to such guaranteed eternal life. So beautiful. This is hearing, and this is our goal, to listen attentively with one heart. Okay, we'll continue from 3:18 tomorrow. I know we didn't read so much today, but tomorrow we will. Let's just recite one bhajan. I want to recite Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana by our dear Lochandas Thakur. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gora Chandra Sab Avatar Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gora Chandra Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwa Shakori Vishaya Chadiya Sirase Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Dekho re bhai Tribhuvane nai Emona doyal data Pashu pakhi jure Pashana bidare Sunijana guna gatha Samsare majhiya Rohili poriya Sipadena hilo asha Apana karama Bhunjaye shamana Kohoe lochana dasa Parama karuna Pahudui jana Nitai Gora Chandra Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare ठीक है Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Srila Gurudev Jai Srila Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. From tomorrow we will be continuing properly our reading again, at least 7 to 8 shlokas every day. So we'll be starting the same time tomorrow. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Hari Hari Bol. Hari Sharanam, Hari Sharanam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnu Śrīmate Vaishikadastakariti Namne Namaha Parsha Srila Prabhupada Anusarina Anindit Hidayat Tasmai Shastra Bhajana Chaudhane Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namne Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Vancha Kalpatrubhishya Kripa Sindhupya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada